My name is Bree. I am your host for tonight. Usually when you see me, I'm weird. It hasn't changed. I'm consistent with it. I'm always weird. So hi. What happened? Okay. Sorry, the participants are chatting with me. But yes, hi, I'm weird. I'm also the co-executive director of Sacred Voices. Don't ask me how it happened. It happened. One day I won't be the executive director, but I'm here now and I love this organization. We are a local nonprofit here in Denver, Colorado. We foster unity and healing among BIPOC individuals through poetry, open mics, getting into some music a little bit, and we have a podcast on the radio. It's a radio show, not a podcast. We should get a podcast. Aston, if you're listening to this, we should have a podcast. Who should... See, Aston's listening in my ear, and we're going to have a podcast. I don't know when. I don't know who will be on that podcast, but it'll be great. I'm going to open up with a poem because the participants here in person are bullies, and they made me open up. And so I'm going to do this one. It's going to channel all of my rage and energy. Thank you. Yeah. It's also a call and response. So all the people here in the room get to call and response with me. Yay, Baptist child. Cool. So, oh, wait, Aston, can I cuss? I can't cuss. I can cuss. Ooh, that's a change. Ooh, lovely. Cool. I am going to say, bitch, I'm mad. And y'all are going to say, why you mad, boo? So we're going to practice, okay? Bitch, I'm mad. Ooh, y'all sound lovely. Bitch, I'm mad. Bitch, I'm mad because I'm tired of forcing my body to write poetry for the fuck shit. Because you get more money when you show how many bones you cracked under your chest, how many times you shriveled up your throat when all you could do is scream. When you get asked to be the feature, the poet of the month, the special one when anger or blackness is the only emotion you provide. Bitch, I'm mad. Bitch, I'm mad. Bitch, I'm mad. Because the spit is what they're after. They collect it in buckets and bottles and sell them in their holistic shops. Cause the fire you bring to the mic only aids in keeping their obsession alive. Bitch, I'm mad. Because I'm pouring all into what my ancestors have given me. Pouring my energy into something that doesn't even love me back, where they'll tell you they love your words, but ignore when you tell them that they kicked out your uncles and cousins for the sake of their glass lofts, art sculptures, and art that makes no damn sense. Rip the culture and rename. That's how you get a historic district, right? I mean, an art gallery, right? I mean, a beer house, right? Am I a black body or another hashtag for them to muralize somewhere in 5 points? God, I hope they have Audrey Norris paint me. God, I hope they have an open mic that is hosted by Bianca McCon. God, I hope Carrie Joy is the feature. Bitch, I'm mad. Thank you. So that is my poem. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I like it too. It's my favorite one. And make people like shrivel up. And then they look around because they're like, is that about us? Is that the art gallery we just opened up? Is that us? I had one person there like, oh, our beer house. Ooh. But it was fun. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, if you're just joining us on the internet, on Facebook, hi. Also, hello to JT. If you're watching, hello. JT's my baby daddy. He had my baby, Jonte, and then my baby mama, Celeste. They're my lovely people. So if you're watching this, hi, I love you. Who wants to go up next? Okay, what's your name? Mel is coming up to the mic, please. Welcome Mel up to the mic.
Hey, welcome to my world. I'm Mel, legend. That'll be the first performance. I do rap, a little R&B. I can do a little poetry, but I'm gonna do my music today. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. We gets it in, my friend. But yep, this me. And shout out to Sacred Voices for having me here today. Real talk, big salute. But you can run Jumanji. And I got somebody on here with me too. So Zoe, he from Memphis too. I don't know if you got that other mic, but yeah. But we at Sacred Voices. I look good on that TV. And look at me.
Check.
Look at me. Okay, I gotta keep this. I just do it like this. Yeah. And straight out the jungle. How was I supposed to succeed different notes?
How about I become more raw, more clout? Okay, kick aside with the pride, more better. I ain't know who jealous. Be a good fella. Lame then tell 'em. Grind like hell. Loosen up the push a little hard on the pedal. Want 'em, I get 'em. Roll me some figures. Talking about who real. Born in the city. I know where I'm going. Watching Malcolm in the middle. I could've been labeled myself unstoppable killer. Barbecue the game, change name to the real. You like the beat sucker, you should suck a popsicle. Man, like seem to be a bit strange. Give me the money and I ain't worried about the fame. How long I gotta let the beat stay tame? Let go of the nonsense, let go of the pain.
And I'm gone, regular vibes, regular weed, and I when I'm on, I stay in my zone.
Pay me the crown, reppin' the city, I'm strapped to back.
You can't make a move, you know where you at. I don't wanna play going 30 for 30, I didn't wanna wait till I'm on the level, I pick up the pace. Most they put out the smoke, we put out the dope. You lay where you at, the money, we come out the jungle, when niggas told he, if the people why you talking to me, they ain't fucking with me, man, they know what it is. They know I be in there, I be everywhere. I bring out the heat. You know how I go.
I stay getting ugly, straight the money.
Away from shame, stack up the guap, not in my sock. Rob your pop, crush, rumble in the country with your money. Horsepower, man, me not a dummy. Confident and sunny, asking me who right. Bad, dummy, you lunching. 100 band line, then pumping. Lean back to see the bowl coming. Hold up, I think I'm in the jungle.
Yeah, that was one. We just recorded
We
that
just
one.
actually recorded that one, so that was fresh off the brain.
That one in the works, but it's all good. We still gonna do our thing. We up here, we in the building. We ain't ashamed. You
Not
run
at all,
Legend
not at
next.
all,
We
not
got
at all.
Legend.
I try to get a little bit more on this one right here.
That's coming soon on all platforms, so be prepared. I got a bunch of other ones. I ain't have to think this one out too much. This one right here. Legend, I gotta be me. Legend, touch the top already. See the holy genius bustin'. Atomic, pure in the subconscious, big nothing. Stunning, bumpin' in a cold hard summer. I don't think they know me like they think. I don't really crack, it's just think that I'm driving. Striving for me, I'd rather get cheese. I'd rather get cheese.
Racing
To the finish, I ain't looked up, but we winning. I ain't been here in a minute. It was humble in the beginning. Hit the gas, I'm on their ass, can't be cut. Too authentic. Man, I grew up with them gremlins. Legendary, I done did it. Why they wrapped up in they feelings? I ain't sleep, I'm just getting cream cheese. That's them honeys. What you think? It ain't nothing. In them summer, we was bumming. Can't no nigga relate to me. Slide the beat, pass the mic, feature clip. Roll my wrongs, now we here. They got their hand out, asking me for handouts. Pussy, put your hand down. They know that I'm a man now. They talk to the bitches niggas run. Know I'm all about my money. 20, 50s and 100s. Can't show that I don't.
I gotta be me. Legend, touch the top already. See the holy genius bustin'. Atomic, pure in the subconscious, big nothing. Stunning, bumpin' in a cold hard summer. I don't think they know me like they think. I don't really crack, it's just think that I'm driving. Striving for me, I'd rather get cheese. I'd rather get legend. Stressing for nothing, ain't letting a frown. Trying to get me out my cool bound. Round up some digits, a classy nightgown. 10 toes up and not down. No growth into a pimp in a way of God and I'm found. Head to the figures a hard pound. Stab the right lane on bang. That mine ain't mine, let go the old thing. But hold off the pain. Hold still and ain't seriously. I got G in my blood, so hold me. Peace to the world, oh please. The last Neil swore me. My turn to grow at the feet. Legend, I gotta be me. Legend, touch the top already. See the holy
take what we done won. The best of us is yet to come. I've been Jesus' chosen son. I can't forget them stressful nights. That's what made me slide the mic. Man, I held on that bitch tight. Legend, don't need the hype.
Come on. Stressing for what? A legend, bro. On the neighborhood cut. You scared, then rough. Long way from bad on my luck. A legend, stronger. King touch. To go and get the cash. That's a must.
Boy, he came hard, nigga. Diamond in the rough. I'm chasing this cash fast. That young and he can't be touched. Legend is what they call us. I promise to run it up. Knowing about my bucks.
Legend. I don't think they know me like they think.
I don't give a fuck if they think that I'm driving. Striving for me, I'd rather get cheese. Huh? I don't think they know me like they think. I don't give a fuck if they think that I'm driving. Striving for me, I'd rather get cheese. I'd rather,
Hey, I don't think they know me like they think. I don't think they know me like they think. Rather get cheese. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Did a little something for y'all. Hey, do I do another one or what? Alright. Okay, cool.
Thank y'all.
Well,
Anyway.
shout out to Second Voices. Second Voices in the building.
Thank
Shout out
y'all.
to everybody that came out. You know, y'all in the building too. You do your thing.
Awesome. A little scary. All right. Give it one more time. One more time for the one time. Cool. Awesome. And just in case y'all Facebook folks are just not joining us, hi, it's our open mic again every second Friday of the month. If you missed this one and you really wanted to perform, we have it an open mic next Friday at Book Bar. Same time. It's off of Tennyson. It's in this real cute little shop called Book Bar. You can buy some books. You can get some wine. You can do some poems. I might be there. And it's great. It's off of Tennyson at Book Bar. Book Bar, yes. And then we also do open mics every first Friday of the month on Santa Fe. I don't know where we are. I think we're in the same place. Are we in the same place, Ashton? Same place. Cafe Tonantzin. We'll be there every first Friday on Santa Fe. Come grab coffee, buy some art. 910 Santa Fe. Come. I'm usually not there. But if you want to see my face, I'm usually here on the second Friday of the month. Lovely. Love to see it. Like I said, I'm weird. I'm also an educator, so I'm just like, I love you too. Do I have an Instagram, like me personally, or Sacred Voices? Me. I am on the internets, yes. You can find me at RTQ2. I think there are 2 posts on my Instagram because people have too much access to my life. ARTSYQ2. So, who wants to go next? Who's next? Go. I was watching that with my kids, and I was like, this is what y'all into? This is Bob. I was like, go. And then they were dancing, and I was like, go, Alzar. And he's so cute. Anyway, I'm an educator who loves 3rd graders. So tiny, so cute. They give me hypotheticals. They're like, if I was in the middle of the street and there was a car coming, would you save me? And I was like, we're literally talking about SEL right now. I have no idea what a car has to do with anything. But yes, I will save you. So, who's next? Go. Charlie, maybe? Cough, wink. Yay! Please give it up for my lovely college friend, Charlie.
This'll work. What's up, y'all? Chilling. Another day. Yeah. I was last month's feature, but anyway. As y'all could tell, today has not been a great day for me. I'm still in sweats. Like, I just tossed on a regular-ass t-shirt, so bear with me. Thank you. You want to analyze my shirt? Well, technically it is a regular extra large shirt, so I know, hilarious. But anyway, so what I do is poetry. I just released one of my first ever books recently, so if y'all like what you hear, be sure to hit me up because I have some physical copies. And people on the interwebs, my Instagram is AztecKing365. Alright. I usually don't do this, but you gotta trust me, I might be a little bit rusty, but truly I ain't as unruly as I could be. But just for the one time, I gotta take the safety off. Ta Mexicano cafecito, my words flip and twist every single neutron into positrons with every breath I take. This is my superpower, being the proud owner of crime and punishment. The crime of having an ethnic last name, and the punishment of not being able to say any lick when people line up to poke and prod me as if I'm a stray black lamb they picked up on their ET ship. Oh, trust me, you don't want me to go there. You with your probe and me with my silver tip fangs. Hear my airwaves rattle as I part the entire universe to speak my truth in delectable verses, since we know you'll be the first to choke when we unfortunately ran out of funeral hearses. A full memorable clip of my rainbow words should be just enough to rinse out your soggy, not so fake wooden dentures, cause I'm here for a surgical triage, since I can see my own words fall on deaf ears. I'm not here for a 12-round match because I don't want to give you my own timed liberty, just as so you can pursue your twisted happiness, because you're a mad backwards cunt. So please, get a life. Yeah, I don't do my endings like how other people do their endings, so hey, well, thanks. Let's see. Since I see a couple old friends of mine in the crowd, I'm gonna go with a really old poem that I used to perform on the daily. They might recognize it. New people, y'all gonna enjoy one of the first ever classics that actually got me on the map, before COVID actually hit and stuff. I was filling out stadiums and auditoriums, all 9 yards. Yeah. It's I ain't feeling myself, but I'm feeling my words. Fuck it. Anyway. Down the rabbit hole. 34,000, the price that's deemed acceptable as an institution to provide the tools to be called an American-made success in today's digital age. 34,000, being the single warrior Raramuri Coloradan is expected to have, not including juggling 3 to 6 classes con trabajo ni tan solo poder dormir. Since day one, having the idea smashed into your subconscious that you only amount to being a delinquent if you don't get into college to get a well-paying job so you can fill a white picket fence house on a hill with a family of 2, just to simply die off. From the moment you were born, you already have 2 strikes, your last name and how well you speak this language called Americano. 34,000, the entrance fee to a show where you must wear a mask in order to keep with the norm because you can't simply mess with the cultural blending placed under false pretense of inclusive diversity. I mean manifest destiny, the same forced cultural assimilation white settlers abused, washing the so-called grime and dirt that makes you shine como un raspado de limón. 34,000, the price tag that hangs around my neck as you try to boast and cry. 11% of our campus is Hispanic/Latino. Quit trying to fluff such low numbers, Becky. Just claim the stolen native ground is yours. 34,000, the cost of attendance, charged up front without a mention of how ill-effective it is to be brown, to be me on this supposed hollow ground where I can still see people try to dress up and act cute by appropriating cultures, yet nothing is done against them because it all falls neatly like red Trump KKK hats under the fact it's freedom of speech. But when it's the other way around, words like investigation, danger, and even possible expulsion shift through the air, hunting my body like trying to take a bite out of. $34,000, siendo el cobro de una existencia como si fuera una cadena perpetua donde como fiel convicto no puedes levantar ni un solo dígito fuera del lugar sin tener que ver 100 rifles apuntándose sobre tu ser. $34,000 is the price of admission to a space where, yes, you'll be asked, no, where are you really from? Where, yes, your needs will be met, but not before the majority, because remember, you're a tracked minority. Where you'll be taught using primarily white cis idols, while anything that might even look remotely like your face gets set aside to collect dust in a janitor's closet, where your culture can be minimized to fill in that missing percentile of diversity this university takes so much pride in. 34,000. It's a hard number to wrap my head around, as it's sort of like you're paying for the ensuing additional criticisms and looks as you walk from class to class, giving you the sense of filling out a place uprooted both metaphysically and in reality, since the tone of your voice does not match the color of your skin. For 34,000, you get the opportunity to be somebody. But if and only if you can put up with the extra mayonesa y sal with your meal. So yes, like that rally cry goes, "Sko, Buffs." Done. Yeah, I talk a lot of mad shit about everything that revolves around my life, because that's my existence as a brown dude in America. So I only got one last one because I'm running out of juice right now. So let's see. We gonna do this one. You're a trash Hispanic. Let's be honest. I mean, I might be porque soy chicano when it comes to government forms. Remembering my jefita always telling me, eres blanquito, as if every other option was restricted. Only meant for people who are special. Closed captions for this nation's racial undertone as colored slave bodies break and moan, paying off this ancient debt to a crimson loan forcibly inherited, since genetically this society has a white priority when it comes to representing la minority. America, I want you to go to any Latin American country and be able to compete with your people. There's a reason you're in the U.S. Funny you should say that, ni de aquí ni de allá. My voice is treated as an exotic specimen by white eyes simply because I can roll my R's. Don't even get me started on how much of an uncultured savage I feel when it comes to proper etiquette and manners. As seen as a gringo by brown faces, how can I compete when in both races I already have my laces welded together? With every step I take, it'll be either too white or too brown of a move, bumping against my own glass ceiling as the hook chains keep on digging. You want examples of KKK countries? Look no further than Latin America, where white Mexicans are worshipped as superiors and Native Americans are frowned upon. But why? Where did this concept come from, where white is bright, where you can see little brown kids wanting to play cowboy but not the Native American, where skin bleach and creams are a literal thing, where native tongues are looked down but turquoise jewelry is still commodified, why the U.S., of course, importing all these great talents and abilities, even if it means uprooting and robbing sovereign nations, because industries have no patience when it comes to consumer diligence. Ignorant piece of garbage. Siempre se aprende. Prefiero ser estudiante para expandir mis conocimientos del mundo que ser un bruto gritando que sé más de otros, como si fuera un concurso. And I'm done.
For my lovely friend Charlie. The God in the sky asked me to ask you a question because your radio show is airing today, or just aired today.
Oh, yeah, that aired today.
How did that go for you? What'd you chat about? What'd you talk about?
We just chatted and talked about, well, life, how I started my poetry stuff.
Okay, how did you start your poetry stuff?
By writing, obviously.
Cameras.
All right, if you want the actual answer.
Yes.
I started all my poetry and like my career as a solo artist technically. Simply as a way for me to escape from my own reality, and then it slowly evolved into like where I started hearing people like, hey, like I like what you say, you're saying stuff I feel. And then I kept on seeing people who look like me be like, hey, you're one of my role models. And I was like, well, damn, that's interesting. So yeah, it eventually snowballed into this where I just perform and people like it. Yep.
You're my role model, Charlie.
You're corny.
True. I'm trying to be genuine. Aston, Charlie's being mean to me.
I gotta catch up. It's been like what 2-3 years
It
of
has been.
backed up sass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've had backed up sass.
Oh
on me?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have my number. You could have called me.
I switched my phone, so
You have my Instagram. You could have called me.
I kind of blocked you on Instagram.
For why?
I just went off the grid, honestly.
Okay, so it's not me?
Nah, quite honestly. no.
Okay. You still could have called me. We could have talked. We could have chatted. We
If
could've-
I got a new number,
Mhm.
I ain't have yours,
Mhm.
and I blocked you on everything,
Mhm.
what makes you think
You could have
Mm.
called me.
How?
With there's a will, there's a way. You know.
That's
Payphone.
true. That's true. Carrier pigeon. There we go.
You
The
wanna be
intent
my
has to
friend,
be there.
Charlie?
Huh?
You don't want to be my friend?
When have I ever said that?
You don't love me?
Love is a very strong
You
word.
don't like me? Thank you. Thank you. All right. That. Aston, we should not be on the same stage together.
I mean, it's funny, honestly.
It is very funny. Yeah, you know. Comedy, really. That's it. That's all.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Snaps to Charlie. Charlie loves me. Everyone loves me. There's only like 5 people in this world who don't love me. And it's warranted. It's valid. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. I don't have a set list. I keep looking at my phone like I have a set list. Mel, do you want to go again? Okay, so we're going to have Mel, and then on deck we have Alex, and then after that, are you sharing? Cool, we're going to have you, and then we might have our lovely feature for the night. So, give it up for Mel one more time.
All right, I'm on again. My Instagram, alltime_king8. You know, if you want to follow me on Instagram. You know, this is a form of poetry too, this song here. You know, but it's more rap. alltime_king8. The number 8. Yeah. And this one for me. 'Cause this in reality is for you and me. Get in there a little bit.
DJ Kid, this a hit for sure. Win a prize in the bid, I did her for me. Took the crime out the blitz. That ain't really doing nothing but running me into bricks. Adding in on me brand new ticks. Just kicking back, healing on the quarantine journey. Yours, but get your new whips. Coming soon, pull up with real drip. Looking at me flossing with drop lips. Born as a star, how about a twinkle? Loose enough to still get legal. Preaching, they calling me a preacher, the teacher of the teacher. And still shout out all my people that you're born leader. This joint right here, live in my speaker. This the joint, I'm about to do the joint. Red J hit the button. A song, gotta come up with some ain't gon' get that money. Them blue fake honey, what you got going, honey? Rub red with the tongue, George up in the jungle. Better be more humble, I grind to find self. Ain't no more BS left, I'm taking a deep breath. A dragon with the slayer, better keep me a prayer. Beyond the normal level, beyond the Himalaya. Whatever gon' lead me to many, plenty more cheddar. Let me go in clever, women like the meter, righteous, I wanna meet 'em. Been a long battle, had to release it. Free me, I'm seeing the presence of the Lord, it reaches. From a long way, adrenaline rushing. A new ideal or something. Sipping on the potion of this holiness, no popping pills or nothing. Straight kick it, keep it real with ya. Nowadays, I'm grabbing onto the bill on adventure. Looking for ways to double up some digits. Nah, I don't wanna come split a wig. I'd rather keep standing on 10 toes. I'll keep it rolling. Yeah, you better know how this goes. I did this here for me. 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 For me. For me. I did this here for me. For me. For me.
Hey, shout out to Sacred Voices again. Y'all gonna see me again and a lot more. And I appreciate the support and everything. Thank you to the Almighty of all. You know, gotta say thank you. Even if we don't know what we saying thank you yet. But we gonna say thank you anyway. Real talk, because it's coming from somewhere. But yeah, shout out to Sacred Voices. Salute, Mayor. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram, alltime_King8.
Give it up one more time for Mel. Cool. Ashe. Alex, are you ready to come up to the mic? Cool.
Is it okay if I take this off, y'all? So y'all can hear me. Also, can I have a little help? I am not particularly large. Okay. Is this good? Can we hear good? Okay. This I don't know. I can't really tell if I sound. Oh. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, I have 3 different poems today. I actually already performed one at the prior Sacred Voices that I went to, one of the prior ones that I went to, but I really like it, and I felt like I was still dwelling on it. So the first one is called Honeysuckle, and it's basically I don't want to say goodbye letter, but kind of like a goodbye letter to a friend that I have. Sure. Yeah. And I felt like I needed to write a letter. And this is over something that happened kind of a hot minute ago. A couple years ago, but we stayed friends and we probably shouldn't have. And I'm regretting that now. So I wrote this letter. So yeah, here we go. Ooh, yeah, it was a lesson. Okay. So honeysuckle. We're good. Maybe down a little bit. Okay, it's good. If I sound unrecognizable, I'm sorry. In the end, I had to borrow someone else's clothes, pull on another's boots, tug up my sleeves, and weave each strand of hair another way to write somebody else's poem, to step away from myself enough to see how I'd been shaped by you. If I think about it, I don't remember any substance to our early conversations, just stickers volleyed between us while I learned how to sharpen the blade between my lips, but you were there, cheering and smiling, flapping back at me as I taped together the bones in my feet. You loved me before I learned how to retrace my own footsteps back, but now I think I can't find my way back to myself without leaving you behind. Not now, when the heaviest memory we share isn't sneaky fingers at my waist like cousins at a family party, not the way you cradled me in your arms when I cried. All of that withers before a sunny morning when your lips were the clementines I used to peel until my fingers stung, canines aching from the acidity. You taught me to claw out my own heart before I understood what it meant to watch the blood underneath my fingernails. I don't want to regret you, but now I can't watch my favorite movies without remembering the way I tucked my feet underneath me and fell asleep against your neck with the sunlight on my cheek and your hands stroking my shoulder. I was never trying to break the two of you apart for myself. She deserves better than what we did, and so do I. I know that you love her more than you love life itself, that when she screamed at you, tottering from the weight of the alcohol in her throat, you still saw the wild curls of your 7th grade crush, and when you look at me, you can't see your tiny chirping friend anymore. Just a single mistake you made when you drove me home. I've spent hours wielding a tongue that helped tear a floor to shreds and flooded a stage and brought men to their knees, only to watch you cast my words aside like they'd never even left my mouth. In small towns, you never see a person change, only age, still tied to every mistake they've ever made. I should have realized you'd seen the same of me. Oof. So, okay, poem number 1 done. Okay, number 2. This one's a lot more like angry. Also, trigger warning for rape because it talks a lot about it, and I think some cuss words in it. Maybe, I don't totally know. Okay, but yeah. Is this? I feel like I keep doing the thing, and then it does the feedback and the we good. Sorry, I keep rearranging it, but it never seems to work. Okay. All right, second poem. To the cisgender feminists who came to pay their respects to my body after I was raped. Number 1, you are not welcome at my wake. I send no invites for the scum who call my brethren gender traitors, who claim my sisters are a threat to other girls. Hold on a second. Skip to the page. Even when I am in pieces, I will not let you break their hearts when you hold yourselves away from them, convinced that the tremble in your breath is from rational fear and not the morbidity of your hatred, ready to set my people on fire to keep yourself warm. Number 2, do not speak at my memorial. How dare you raise your voice after you stole a language of consent from my black and brown family, took a culture of liberation from my sex worker siblings in the name of saving them, brainwashed our children into mocking my fellow kinky survivors for our grief, believing only the survivors that you like. How dare you wield our gifts to each other against us and still think yourself deserving of a voice in our spaces. Number 3, do not bow your head when my minister begins to chant. I am certain you will steal my sutras, that you will take my temple's gong with you when you leave. How could I trust your integrity when you took my culture and swooned over its aesthetic, but still claimed its inherent pedophilic, homophobic, and sexist nature and tried to gatekeep who gets to enjoy it? Number 4, do not come to my house bearing any gifts. I do not want the transphobia hidden in your claims to abolish gender or to love only vulvas. I have no use for the white supremacy you took from your house, not in your carceral gluttony to free black and brown women from black and brown men, not in your obsession with biological sex and gender roles despite your role in their enforcement. Besides, I am certain you stole anything worthwhile from somebody else before you arrived and twisted it until you could no longer recognize its shape. Number 5, do not stand at my grave and weep. You know nothing of my gender socialization. I am not an alternate version of womanhood. My body does not know the grief of a misogyny that was not shaped by transphobia, has only known the grief of a binary that both cis men and cis women work to inflict. Don't misunderstand, I hold no hatred for your mere existence, but make no mistake, I will not let you turn the shape of my legacy into your shadow. Number 6, I didn't die. Don't speak of me like I'm not here. And this last one is kind of a long one. Sorry about that. It's called To Sakura Square, and it's another letter. Okay. And this is also about Sakura Square. For those of you who don't know what that is the historically Japanese-American neighborhood in Colorado, like all of Colorado. If you've probably driven past it at some point. It's the Denver Buddhist Temple and like that one Pacific Mercantile thing. Yeah, that's it. That's literally all it is anymore. So we're gonna talk about that and also about my feelings. So, yay. Okay. So, to Sakura Square. When I landed that tech job and planned my move to a different place instead of Sakura Square, I still wonder if I made the right decision. I remember the way to my tower's elevators had stains in its old red carpet and swayed when my sister and I jumped in it and made it bounce. I can still see the puddle soaking the concrete balcony, wrapping the penthouse, and feel the paper cherry blossoms rustle against my fingertips, toying with decorations I wasn't supposed to touch for a celebration I can't remember. I can smell the warmth of the concrete wandering out of the building's second floor, playing hide and seek in the shell of a community. Stores with green glass windows and faded posters in a language I couldn't read. For me, there's no better arts and crafts than under that paper Bodhi tree in the basement. No better formal dressing than without digging my toes into old green carpet as my mother ties my obi very tight. I know no fear more giddy than wrapping my fingers into a cousin's shirt and scooting close to avoid that god-awful duck, or laying on the long cushioned benches in the lower hondo, which is probably haunted. I can claim no sweeter pain than the sting of my joints at Obon as I danced in the trees under the broken paper lanterns, and I laughed. I remember thinking one day that I'd live in the tower too. I'd move to the city for work, take over my grandmother's apartment, share kisses with a lover on those smoke-stained balconies. I dreamed of finally knowing enough Japanese to chat with the little old ladies who lived there, bringing friends to Pacific and showing them the little soup bowls, drinking boba at the restaurant that my parents got engaged at. I wonder if I had a part in your end. I think about the stubborn set of my bachan's mouth and the way her eyes shone, unwilling to leave. I remember opening up the piano to discover cockroaches scuttling across the keys stepping over patches when they'd swarmed over the food she'd left on the floor, trying not to cry as my mother begged her to accept that she couldn't take care of herself anymore. That year, I heard the entire building had an infestation. I never heard how they fixed it. When the landlord sold the building to another company, I was afraid we'd caused a mess bad enough for them to give up. I still don't know how much a part we played in your death. For you, it must have been slow, as the older community members passed away and my peers fled to California, desperate to escape the ghosts our elders still cling to. But after my grandmother left and the tower wasn't income restricted anymore, it was jarring to see how quickly people shifted from familiar monolid eyes and locks and dark skin to white women glancing at me and holding their bags a little tighter, clutching their bikes to them, clutching their purses to them, empty restaurants deemed shady even as newer ones with wider walls and wider guests appeared nearby. I wanted to live with you, but I don't know if my shape would fit anymore. I drive to work, and it feels like I tear a line through downtown. I can feel the poison leaking through the seams of my wallet and my business clothes, bearing a name my people forget to use and pronouns they never remember. My family's hand-me-downs are a distant dream that only exists in avoiding brand names and pinching pennies. I look at the faces of the white outsiders with their tech jobs, dancing in their microbreweries and side-eyeing the people they pushed out of their homes and onto the streets. And when I look in the mirror, I wonder if there's a difference. Is Sakura Square's place in my history just an excuse? I can only live there now that it isn't income restricted. How can I place myself here when I only knew it on Sundays, had a home and two parents to go back to, who are still together, never took a job in order to make ends meet. I wasn't present enough to watch a neighborhood be sliced into pieces and stolen. I don't know if I was old enough to help save Sakura Square and the rest of 5 Points, or if I was too afraid to learn how. In 2 years, they're ripping the whole square down and replacing everything to make it prettier, to make it more whole. When the rock garden with its pine and honey locust trees are upturned, when they pull down Reverend to my statue, what semblance of community is going to be left? Or did we destroy that when we abandoned the rest of 5 Points? In truth, the buildings were crumbling. They need to be rebuilt, and this is the best way. But I hear the way my elders speak about each other, about outsiders, about kids like me, and I know we'll still be in pieces long after the square is rebuilt. For better or for worse, my people helped build this state. We were a part of its history, and we deserve to be a part of its future too. But when they replace my people's second home, I don't know what will be left for my people to recognize. I kind of wonder if that's the point. Is this progress? Am I grieving a body that hasn't died yet, or torturing myself by digging through its ashes? I don't know if I'm ready to hear the answer. I was not expecting to cry, but I did.
You did amazing. Scale.
That's
You did
all I have.
amazing. Thank you. One more time for my dear and lovely friend Alex. This the space for it. Yeah. Yeah. Also one time for all the neighborhoods that were losing to gentrification and all the fuck shit. So they're still there. Soccer to Square is still there. 5 Points is still there. The North Side's still there. Roar is still there, even though they're really trying. So, yeah, gentrification is not fun. If you're a senator or any politician, come chat with me. I have solutions. I really do. You and me, over coffee. Whoever I'm talking to. Someone important. Everybody here. Probably just JT. Hello again. Hi, my name is Bree. If you're just now joining us, you're late to the game. You're late to the party. But glad that you're here. Hello, internet friends. My name is Bree, co-executive director and director of programming here at Sacred Voices, local nonprofit here in Denver. We serve BIPOC youth and adults through poetry workshops, open mics. I'm writing a grant for a youth slam team, so that's fun and exciting. I'm going to bring that back when we get the money. When? Speaking it into existence, because the universe is petty. So, we already got it, and my stress is already here. Lovely. All right, V, are you ready to come up to the mic? Yeah. No. Do you need some time? I can do some poems. I can I can do some poems. I'm gonna share 2 poems. Do you want me to share more to give you some time? Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna share. Alex inspired me to share a list. 'Cause I have a list poem. They are amazing. They are fantastic. Yes. Okay, I'm going to share a list poem, and it's going to be great. Here is a list of everything you should do if I die an early death. Number 1, know if my death is sudden, involved with the police, homophobia, transphobia, or domestic violence, I did not kill myself. Number 2, don't call my family. Allow them to mourn the loss of a woman they've loved who has been gone for too long. Number 3, have a funeral in the South, outside of a church I've never been to, allow children to roll in the grass without care, put grandmas and aunties in the shades of willow trees, allow uncles and cousins to play spades and dominoes, give them iced tea and peaches to consume. Number 4, have a huge gospel choir singing for me. I want them adorned in gold from head to toe. I want the ones who catch the Holy Ghost every 2 minutes. This is my culture. Being extra, being loved and wrapped in pure religion. Number 5, have an open casket, but let nobody under the age of 10 come and see me. Number 6, let my body have the wedding it is so longed for with the sun. 7, I don't want a sermon. I want people to come up and talk about the memories of us. Let them take the whole day, talk shit, love me as much as they need. This will be a monthly funeral. Number 8, I want art of black, queer, and trans folks to be auctioned off. Please don't let my history of being black, being queer, and being trans get erased. I will haunt you. Number 9, there will be no gendering of bodies. My body has been a fugitive of the binary for years now. Everyone will be required to wear white robes. 10, wrap me in linen cloth that has been soaked in beet juice and wine for 20 days. I want my body to assemble the blood of my ancestors. 11, have a bonfire. Let everyone have a torch, even the children. Let them burn their love into my corpse. The embers will be my final embrace. 12. Collect the ashes. Somehow, some way, integrate them into coral. I want to be placed in the middle passage of the Atlantic Ocean. Allow me my time to become familiar with a journey I never took. 13. Mourn my life, but celebrate it always. I want the ones who feel guilt, shame, and heartbreak to be taken care of. Go to their house, cook them a meal, tell them I would have wanted them to be happy. 14. Pray to me if you want to. I will be your God. I will have all the knowledge from my grandmother when you finally need me. Thank you. I like list poems. I also like this poem because I'm like, oh, I want to be like burned and cremated. Now I want to be composted. I was listening to a podcast. Hear me out. Let's go on this journey together, you and me. So I was listening to this podcast. It's called Science Versus. This is not a promotion, but if they want to sponsor us, I'm your person. So they're thinking about composting humans, and they're already doing it. They're doing it, and it's great. So they put like your body on top of like alfalfa chips and wood chips and like other things, and then they heat you up. It's like warm. It's very warm. It's hot. It's like 150 degrees in there, and then you start to decompose, and there's microbiomes doing their like shit and like doing the science things, and then you're like dirt. Then you're dirt. Then you're compost, and then they put you in a bag, and then they give the bag to your family, and they're like, here is Bree. And it's fascinating. It is fascinating. Yes. You can turn into a bush, a tree, flowers. You could help, repopulate the fucking world. I want to be composted because I'm listening to this podcast. It's fascinating and wonderful. I learned about hydration. You only need 1 cup of coffee to be hydrated for the rest of your day. It's crazy. This podcast is blowing my mind. It's called Science Versus. This is not a sponsorship, but if they want to sponsor us, I will talk about them the whole time. It's great. Put it on your watch list, your listen to list. I listen to it every Friday when it comes out. It's great. They're talking about so many other, oh my gosh, I can go on for days about this. Let me be a host. Anyway, hi, Sager Voices again. Do you need me to keep covering for you? I can talk about our museum thing that happened. Yeah, they're going to share. They're our feature for the night. Yeah. Give it up, please. Do you want a handheld or do you want this? There's options.
Hello. Maybe that. Hello. All right. Maybe this. Hello. What up? What it do? Just playing. Just tell me when I'm have to be done. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that one last. So, yeah, I might just like talk for a minute. Thank you. So how y'all doing? My name is Vinny B. Much love for y'all. This is dope. Shout out to this. This is cool. I'm a very anxious person. Very uncomfortable, whatever. Watch this. I just like to chill. I don't like human beings, and I like them a whole lot less. Recently, man, Colorado. All right, since Alex was talking about Colorado now. Gee, I don't know a pain that was been that can compare to the gentrification of Denver, and I can't lie, I spend a lot of time angry, and that anger kind of devours me, and but I do try to keep my eyes on what God's doing in the future instead of what's happening in the past, and I try to stay future focused minded because like I said, focusing on what's going around me, it destroys me and devours me. But hearing other people I hate to say it, but hearing other people's hurt about it, like that makes it a lot easier because, I hate to say like, your pain, like, oh, I'm thankful for your pain, but like, man, just you, yeah, watch the, so, I don't really know what to say, but Jesus Christ done saved my life, so I gotta throw that out there because, not religion by any means. I always have to like feel like I have to apologize for religion and a lot of what people have done, especially
just Christianity, man, the Crusades and everything, like everything. But you know, me myself, I had so much like extreme hatred for Christianity, man. You know, and myself, I'm half race, mixed breed, whatever. And I had a lot of self hatred for my own skin and for my own race, whatever. But I had an extreme hatred for Christianity. But you know, 5 years ago, Christ came into my life and he got me sober and he started to reveal things to me, especially like in the Word, that you know the things that I hate about church and the way people act and the things that people do. You know, like I read it in the Word and it's like, man, Christ, you know, it goes against what he said. It goes against his love that he spoke. So, you know, definitely, I gotta give thanks in that part of my testimony because I wouldn't even be alive or sober or anything, you know, if it wasn't for Christ. So much love, yo. Shit, my bad, Vinny. So I got 2 songs. One's called "God Stop Me." I'm gonna do that one a cappella, and then I got another one. So, forgive my memory. You know, I was a real bad drug addict and alcoholic. You know, had head traumas and a bunch of stuff, and you know, so I've been 5 years sober, like I said, but you know, sometimes I still got a problem with like memory and stuff. So yeah. So this one's called "God Stop Me." All right, let me just chill out for a second. All right, yo, God stop me. Hold on. So I wrote this song when I was in rehab. So I spent 2.5 years in rehab. That changed my life. You know, I was definitely on my way. You know, man, maybe I won't even write. You know, so that spirit of suicide, that spirit of self-hatred, depression, and all that, man. You know, Christ is save me, man. So save me. But it's such an uncomfortable thing, and I just want to, you know, like how do I say, like much love to anybody like going through that suicidal depression, that anger. You know, have it's uncomfortable to grow, but God wants to slow you down, keep you still, and breathe the Spirit into you. But you got to seek Him. You got to invite Him into your heart, and so, and that ain't easy. So that's why, you know, like I don't want to get on the top of that gentrification and stuff, but you know, that's why people are so okay with their lives, you know, just like in the clouds, you know. But when you actually tune in and you do that shadow work, or you know, that soul healing, it's an uncomfortable thing, and it takes a warrior, right? It ain't for the lighthearted. My bad. All right. So plus there's a lot of talent in here tonight, y'all. It's good to listen to y'all. It's like the rhythm, the poetry, and everything. So all right, let me try to do this song. God stop me. All right. God stops me from leaving and running away. Back into my wandering, He holds me here to stay. He holds me here to stay. Hold on, my bad. God stop me from leaving and running away. Back into my wandering, He holds me here to stay. Damn, man, why can't I remember this? I feel His Spirit upon me. Oh, His Spirit stays upon me. I feel it more extreme the closer that I get to approach my destiny. And God holds me when my anger rises up. Murderous thoughts, blood boils, I get stuck. He allows little triggers, sometimes it feels like way too much. But she deflates my rage with her comforting touch. And God keeps me from following my mind. Loony bins and prisons are filled up with my kind. I thank you for protecting me. You truly got a plan. Forgive me when my anger gets a little out of hand. I want to stay close to you, but I push you away. Like, let me die in desolation. It's just better off this way. But yet you smother me with love and refuse to release. I was living in isolation. A true stranger to your peace. So that's the first verse. Man, I don't know if I could do all of it. Maybe I'll just do like one verse, like a poetry kind of. Yeah. All right, thank you. It's kind of weird because it's like bright as hell in here, and I'm like, spotlight. I never liked the spotlight, man. So, all right, I appreciate you. Man, it's cool that you guys are like so supportive of each other. Like, and I've always had a problem with listening to other people's problems. Like, I've always been so selfish and self-centered. And man, it's like a medicine to listen to other people speak about their pain. Like, that's crazy. So this is kind of new for me to even like listen and stuff. So, all right, this is the second verse to that song, and it's like, yo, God stops me from acting like a maniac. I can't believe I've come this far. Whenever I look back, I was a troubled soul under demonic attack. Suicidal depression and emotions out of whack. Hypochondria, something was always wrong with me. Not just personality, I thought I had disease. Hyperventilation, too much anxieties. Um, I was tortured by the spirits. They whispered different things. Sometimes they get the best of me. Sometimes I just can't breathe. God wants the best for me, but I just want to leave. I'm claustrophobic around people. I wish they'd leave me be. The kingdom of the devil ain't giving me up so easily. Demons scratching at my vision show me bloody imagery of me hanging from a rope. Of me hanging from a rope, swinging from the church beams. No, of me hanging. Of me hanging from the church beams, bleeding on everybody from a rope with a sign that reads, "You did this to me." Only God can wash my filthy soul and finally set me free. Sorry. So that's that brain. And so it goes like, the chorus is like, God stops me from my self-destruction. I was burning alive in my sinful corruption. Yeah, I'll just save that chorus because I can't remember it. So, thank you, man. The last verse is. Hold up. The last verse is. What was the last verse? Hold on. All right, I'm just playing. So no, usually I'll be pop locking I'll be rapping so it's like hard to say silk. So I'm like I don't know what to be doing. So all right, thank you, man. And then seeing myself on camera, I'm like, man, all right. Stay still. Last verse. All right. I wanted to give up on life. So long it's been that way. Ever since I can remember, it was mockery every day. From the kids and the teachers, and it was worse when I got home. I learned quick to love the isolation. It's just better off alone. I started talking back with the ghosts, channeled and let them in, sitting and talking in tongues in the dark for hours upon end. Letting the wickedness in and giving up all control and loving the feeling of death I was buried, craving to comfort my soul. I was chanting under the moon, loving the graveyard blues. Dancing in the spirit realm, I'm glad I wasn't like you. I did what they told me to do, even if I was confused. I can't mention it all from rituals, you know how energy gets misused. My brain is still healing, and that's really all I can say. I was almost too far gone, beyond being saved. I could have danced into forever in the limbo of time, but Christ's love has awoken me, his truth is sublime. God stops me from my self-destruction. I was burning alive in my sinful corruption. Falling in love with my insanity. The kingdom of the devil, the kingdom of the enemy definitely had a hold of me. The roots were creaking further into every blood cell. And God's spirit stopped me from falling further down. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to push out these thoughts and memories and try to remember the verse, but it's hard to do. So yeah, that's that first song. I don't know if I got more time. I could wait and let someone else go or then go later or something. No, it's all right, because if that's 10 minutes, that's cool. Because I know the song was a 3-minute song became a 10-minute song. So, but God bless y'all, and for real, thank y'all for sharing too. Amen.
Thank you so much. Give it up one more time, please. I like to say that this is what Sacred Voices is all about. We are a space where you can be up here on the mic, doing everything, and have full support of everyone. So, with that being said, I'm excited to introduce y'all to our feature for the night. I'm super excited for this young advocate, activist, leader, world changer in the making. I'm going to read you their bio because they're awesome. Do you want me to use your full name or just China Ray? Tell me your last name. Omanai. Cool. All right. So China Rain Elise Omanai is a 17-year-old poet, artist, and activist based right here in Denver, Colorado. They are a senior at the Denver Montessori High School, where they write for the school paper and serve on the student council board. You busy. Okay. They plan on following their passions for their art by one day founding a K-12 mixed media art school. I'm going to read that again. They plan to follow their passion for the arts by one day founding a K-12 mixed media art school. Sign me up. I'm going back to school. Outside of school, They work with numerous organizations such as Project Voice, Creative Strategies for Change, Rise Above Colorado, and among others of the Youth Partnership for Health, spearheaded by Colorado's Department of Public Health. China Rain chooses to partake in the community to uplift those around them, develop mental health curriculum, and help coach fellow youth into leadership positions. I have had the wonderful opportunity with working with China, and I gotta say, y'all are in for a treat. Y'all are in for a treat. I'm just gonna stop there and just welcome up China Ray up to the mic, please.
It is bright up here. I think this is good. Hello. I'm China Rain. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the people who got on the mic. I loved getting to hear everybody. Yeah, I do a lot. And it's actually pretty fun. I am from Oklahoma, but moved to Colorado about 9 years ago. Absolutely love it better here. Here. Okay. Absolutely love it better here. But yeah, I came to Colorado and I saw the huge art scene and I saw how people talked about, oh, all these adults are so cool and the adults do this, and this. And I never really saw a space for the youth. So I wanted to create that and or aid in that. So yeah, I've been here a while. Freedom of speech. Shout out to those days, Gypsy House. But yeah, I have a bunch of poems here. And I'm just gonna read what I feel like, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna start off pretty strong, and then we'll get cozy, hopefully. Actually, should I do the handheld one? Because I don't feel like I'm loud enough. Okay.
If you want a stool, I can get you a stool. Listen, you can sit and get comfy.
Okay. Here? There we go. This is called Anticipatory. Happy in my skin, I laugh. A rolling chuckle into a snowballing belly laugh. It shakes through my bones. Music to my own ears, I laugh. The eyes I got from my daddy squinting, letting stray tears down my cheeks. All the while we smile. A smile needing no speech to support it. Smile like Nat, the opposite of white America's frowns, as they saw us come back with fire. This is deep. This wordless expression is rooted in us all. You smile as you wore our skin for fun. A smile does not mean happy all the time. My smile does not mean happy all the time. All 12 of these muscles pulled back to flash a warning signal. This is anticipatory. I smile. I laugh knowing that your institutionalized racism will one day fall the same as that malicious smirk you so proudly wore. Past tense. Okay. I do a lot of writing for school projects because I guess my writing wows teachers, I guess. But I come from a family who did some form of art all the time, and I mean I can do an essay, but why do that when you can do spoken word, you know? So this poem is inspired by a book by Richard Wright called Black Boy, and he kind of walks through his story of growing up as a black boy in very deep South. Around here, skin meant boundaries, and crossover meant war. Have you ever fought for something you didn't quite understand? The air was full of unexpectance. You hated them and they hated you. Bruises, bottles, and bleeding were our afternoons. It was commonplace to conceal your wounds. All the while, the reality of it was bigger than our supposed brain cells, a hit for a hit. Curses were thrown as furiously as stones, and again, meanings were never quite understood. We were festering. We were rampage, an angsty premonition of the fight. One hue of skin will forever continue. Black boys, we were. I wrote this specific poem because last year I was missing winter. I'm definitely a cold body person. I prefer like cold over sweating. Ew. Yeah. This one is called Bone Broth. I sit in soft palms, boil my bones to broth, sip from tonight's batch, and pray there are leftovers for tomorrow. Sink into my sediment, lay my lungs to rest, weathered wintered whispers waning as the cold again seeps into my bones. I sit in frostbitten hands, boil my bones to broth, sip from tonight's batch, and pray there are leftovers for tomorrow. Okay. Little intense. This next poem I want to read is inspired by my siblings. I have 3 older siblings, 1 younger sibling. For a good, cool 11 years, I was the youngest, so most spoiled, most definitely. But yeah, like growing up, like I didn't need friends because like I got siblings, you know. Like that was better. And then when people talk about split households or like teens or kids flying the nest, they always talk about the perspective of the parent and how the parent was so sad and couldn't it was hard for them to let them go to college and that kind of thing. But they never talk about the perspective of the siblings. So I wanted to offer that. I call this Fantastic Four. They talk about leaving the nest and how that affects parents, but never how it affects siblings. See, connection was key, and word was bond. Unless you ate that last ice pop, now I can't save you, friend. If it's the last in the fridge, don't touch it, but second to last, we gon' share. Stupid was among us all, and no idea was too good to pass up. We had all the channels and still managed to circus outside of a screen. Gazebo walks, mud pies, fireflies, in a mason jar if you were lucky. The 4 of us ran any neighborhood. Bikes, skates, blankets out the window. We were inventors of another kind. Connection forever it seemed. Baby me in Baby me in closets, cabinets, and top bunk, playing scary laptop games mama told us not to. We were above saying we were scared. Instead, we used our pleading eyes and subliminal puppy eyes. Y'all want to have a sleepover? Always preferred pallet over own bed. Laugh until we were sent to separate rooms. Now, we on separate paths. Tell me how y'all feeling. It's 8:02. It's 8:02. Let me see if I got one more little something. I call this one Trauma Bond. This one is inspired by a movie called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey. Yeah, but it's about the relationship of the 2 main characters. Trauma Bond. I wanted to be Clementine, to be sought after by Slim, Sulkin, and Savior, to have something I couldn't but did, but didn't want. Seen from across, bold, brilliant colors in the shape of me, passive drowning in the shell that was him. Ice on my back, heat in my hands, confusion on our faces. More broken to add to the fire. Bring your toothbrush. Leave your clinginess. If we remember, we won't want to. If we forget that we wanted to. Faces meld to houses, houses meld into sand and silent waves. We could be the era of error. Thank you for your time.
I was like, you can go longer. You can go longer. Listen, I love China. Love China so much. That is the world that I want to see. It's a world ran by youth, for youth, everything about youth. So, yeah. If you want to come up here, we can do a little small little interview.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Actually, I'm just gonna ask you questions.
Okay.
Ask you questions.
Little Q&A.
Yeah, a little Q&A.
Okay.
Of sorts. So one, how can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. That's pretty much all I use. China, China, Rain, REIGN, and then INC. China Rain Inc.
Awesome. Amazing. And then all your poems are on there, all the awesome things you be doing.
I'm gonna work on that.
Okay. All right.
I do have a link tree to all the kinds of things that I do. I'm also working on music. I write a lot, but then that recording part is what's getting me. But I got some stuff out, so go ahead and listen. Spotify, all the kinds of apps.
Okay. You on Spotify, SoundCloud, Pandora?
Yeah.
Pandora too?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I haven't listened to Pandora in a very long time. I was in the car with someone there, like, yeah, let's just gonna turn on Pandora. I was like, Pandora? What? Anyway, tell me about your love of poetry. How did you fall into that?
My love for poetry came from my mom. Spoken word poet. Kind of pioneered the Oklahoma poetry scene. She always raised me and my siblings doing some form of art, some form of writing. Even if you wrote in your journal, hey, math class sucked. Like, at least it was a couple words. And she never expected us to do exactly what she did. But I also found peace in poetry, so that's why I kind of followed it.
Okay, yeah. Your mama's cool. Your mama is cool. And then I was like, and there's China, Confident and China. Listen, go look both of them up, because take over the whole world. Tell me about your poetry days in Denver. I know that you were in a group for a little bit at Gypsy House. Tell me a little bit about that.
I did a couple open mics here and there. I think when I got to Colorado, I was like 8. And I was pretty outgoing then, and I really missed those times where you could be your unadulterated self until, you know, you got to middle school and everyone was a butt. But yeah, I was very outgoing, and so mics were my time to get to play around with that. So like Gypsy House, original Gypsy House in the basement, like I would just stand up there and sing some Beyonce. Like, at least I'm getting up here and expressing in some way. So it was kind of practice for me. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Love Gypsy House Cafe.
Yeah.
Missed the old one, but here we are, you know, moving through it. How can people support your endeavors? How can we show up for youth like you?
I think generally come to open mics, like support that practice of people getting their voice out. I know I have stage fright, even though I'm in like theater and things, but like the audience is what makes it. Like, if I'm given something, I gotta get something, really. So yeah, I think that goes for all youth, to have that space, also to uplift Black and POC voices.
Yeah. Cool. I have one more question for you. So I know that you work with Project Voice and CSC and all of those lovely things. How do you merge your advocacy with your art? I know that you work with all these amazing youth organizations and art-based organizations, but how do you take what you're fighting for and put it into writing?
That's a good question. I do a lot of forms of art because I feel like the best part of art is that you can just try it all If one day I'm not feeling words, I can go paint. If I'm not feeling paint, I can go do pottery. But I feel like poetry is definitely my main medium for that. Takes a little bit more mastery or maybe intention to be political or advocate through a painting, at least for myself. I like words. I like being well spoken, put my vocabulary into work. With poems, you can be artistic, but you also are getting a message across. That's what I really like about poetry. So with poetry, I try and cover topics that maybe most youth wouldn't. Yeah, and my goal is like make somebody uncomfortable with the work that I do. That's how I know it's working. Like I'm trying to think of how my mom words it, but like it's only problematic if you're part of the problem is what I'm getting at. Yeah, so make those people uncomfortable. If there's anything I want to do, I want people to think about what I said on a mic. Like, let it marinate after it was said. Maybe make some changes, things happen. But I also want to be a person who shows that youth voices are just as valuable as adults. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this little quick Q&A. One more time for the people who might have just joined us. How can people find you on the internet, book you for readings, features, workshops? How do people give you money?
You can find me on Instagram, China Rain Inc. INC. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Awesome. Cool. So. No. No, I'm not gonna sing, but I can sing. Am I going to sing? No. I might, maybe. So I have real audience here with me. I'm gonna ask y'all a question because I'm also a hermit. It's 8:11. Our feature just went. Does anyone want to go? I can only perform one thing. Freestyle some poetry. Okay, because I'm love y'all, but I'm also loving my bed too. So, cool. You ready? All right, let's give it a shot. Mel's gonna come up and freestyle some poems. Do you want the handheld one or do you want the?
I use this. I'm
Cool.
gonna give it a shot and just make something up. What's the title gonna be? Wow. Can that be the title? Or I am I am who I am. Yeah, I am who I am. I guess I go for that one. I mean, to be me, that's I just go back to myself and I say this me. So when it comes to expressing myself, I might as well just let it out and be proud. Cause when it comes to somebody trying to judge me, let them judge. Okay, you gonna judge? But you still ain't got to know me. You just picked one thing. You ain't even figured out enough yet. So you have to see first, and visualize, but you still might not know because it's inside me. And only I know who I truly am. So who am I? I'm male. I guess I'm just gonna be male. But when you view me in a way that you want to view me, you're just looking from your perception. You might have looked from one angle. You haven't looked from this angle, that angle. You ain't looked behind you or nothing. Or you just don't understand me. So ask the question. All right, Mel, who are you? All right, I'm me. You want to know, you want a definition? I can go at many angles. I might be from a neighborhood that you never been in. I might have came from a area that you can't imagine, but I got through it. So now I'm talking about male. And I guess it's expressing myself. So I'm letting it out. But if I don't let it out, then it's like I'll just continue to just hold it in, and then I'll be like trying to figure it out, trying to help you figure it out, but do I have to like try to get you to figure it out, or do I need to just figure it out for myself? And them questions I might just ask myself, you know. And I ain't got a rhyme. I just bring it from the heart. I can bring it from the mind. You know, it just come out however it come off. It might sound discombobulated. You know, it might not. It might sound like hate. It might sound like I'm directing it to a certain group, but it's not directed toward a certain group. It's directed toward me. Because in reality, I'm really talking to myself. And they're like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it sounds crazy. So now it's crazy. So now we can go into crazy. So I could be crazy at one point, you know, or you know, however you want to look at it. But really, I'm just showing you who Mel is. Like, you never know how it's going to come. I could look in your eyes, but that don't mean I'm lying. Or it don't mean I'm telling the truth neither. Because you got to get to know me. You get to know me, you like, okay, this Mel right here, Mel, this guy, he actually, he put some thought into something, but he might not need to put a lot of thought into it. He might be overthinking. And I'm still talking to myself at that point. I'm not even really talking to you. I'm kind of talking to me. And so we go back to saying crazy. He crazy. Cause I might be speaking out in general. I just might be just speaking out, but you think I'm talking to you. I'm not even talking to you, man. I'm talking to me. That's Mel. A little bit. But that's me. That's Mel.
Give it up for Mel, please. I love it. Love to see it. Anybody else want to get on the mic? I got a poem to end the night. My phone was just like, it's your bedtime. And I'm like, it is. It is my bedtime. Yeah? All right, cool. We're going to do a song. Yay. Music. Do you want this handheld? Handheld microphone. Our open mics are every first, second, and third Friday of the month. First is on Santa Fe. Second is here. Third Friday is at Book Bar. Until Book Bar is no more. I don't know what Book Bar's happen. Book Bar's doing things. We love Book Bar. But you can buy books. You can buy wine. You can spit poems. It's a great time. It's a fun time over at Book Bar. Oh, no. Phone down. I'm still giddy. I had coffee today. It's great. I should never, ever drink coffee. But I had coffee today. In the morning, too, I had coffee, and this person was getting, like, a pizza interview, and it was stressful. I'll talk about it later.
All right. All right, this song's called This Orb Energy, and it's kind of just like the whole entire of our matrix in existence, just like the energy we deal with. So planet Earth and, you know, the atmosphere and everything, and all of us. And all right, so yeah, that's it. This orb energy. God bless my memory. Yo. All right. Hopefully it's the right beat. Is it playing? It's only 20 seconds? All right, so the instrumental's not right. I'll just do it a cappella then. So it's, you know, birds be swimming through the oxygen like fish fly through the sea. All of us are sharing the same air and energy. We living inside of this orb, the Earth's atmosphere. All of us are one as we morph and disappear. Cause birds swimming through the oxygen like fish fly through the sea. All of us are sharing the same air and energy. Same air and energy. Damn, man, why my brain be like this? My same air and energy. All of us are one as we morph and reappear. All right. So it's like, my bad, y'all. So they frontin' like they could defeat you, ninja. I'm frontin' like I can't. See, I love it when y'all think less of me. That's all within God's plan. Cause it gives me the upper hand. You see the element of surprise. When you're thinking I'm just a peasant, pero can't see through this disguise. But still, I'd rather that humble life that is full of spirit riches. Most people, they do not understand that mental ego illness. They making the planet sick. My ninja is coughing up much hatred. No harmony vibrations. This life is what we make it. But I make mine more complicated than it ever needs to be. Sit back up, absorb the moon rays and try to fucking breathe. See, it's hard to be the warrior to heal and bring that peace when you get much more respect to be that hopeless, heartless beast. Now, you can lie to your people and say that you were true. I'll just skip that. Hold on. So, birds be swimming through the oxygen like fish fly through the sea. All of us are sharing the same air and energy. We living inside of this orb, the Earth's atmosphere. All of us are one as we morph and reappear. All right. So what do I do with my anger? God, I tried to give it to you, but you gave it on back to me and said that my lesson it wasn't through. Well, I want to see the world and be in a million places at once, but I haven't slept in weeks and I haven't prayed in months. With entities surrounding me, we always moving silently. I apologize for all the times that I acted out so violently that Apache spirit DNA was activated inside of me. Relax, Vinny B, you got to learn to let it be. You remember the times in life where everything it felt so perfect? You remember the times it failed and lost and inside you was hurting? Fuck them both, let them go, never let them haunt you. Keep moving through this darkness. Keep moving through this darkness towards the things in life you want. See, I gotta thank you, God, for all the struggles you're dragging me through. Even though I'm dead inside and I'm feeling like there is no use. I was once an alcoholic throwing down with enemies, but now I see the bigger picture and I'm trying to find some peace. Cause birds swimming through the oxygen like fish fly through the sea. All of us are sharing the same air and energy. We living inside of this orb, the Earth's atmosphere. All of us are one as we morph and disappear. So there's more to that, but I don't think I can do it because I'm hella cottonmouth, whatever. But God bless y'all. Thanks for letting me do that song, even though the instrumental didn't work. Man, this is cool, man, and I hope to do it again. God bless you. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Exit stage left, exit stage right. There's many exits. Exit stage center. Wonderful. Y'all are lovely. Wow, what a great open mic. And me being an awkward host. Love y'all. Okay, so about the pizza interview that I saw this morning. There's a pizza interview that I saw this morning. I have to share it because it was wild. I was at Starbucks getting ready for work. And there was this person interviewing for a pizza company. I think it was like Papa John's or something. But they're like, if you're the executive manager and you're doing pizzas and the person drops all the pizzas, what do you do? And I was like, I don't know. What do you do? I'm like, what is this person going to say? And this person was like, oh, I'm militant. I'm going to have the person pick up the pizzas and then make a new pizza in 5 minutes, and then we're going to ship those pizzas out. And I was like, oh, wow, you should hire this person. Jesus Christ. It's efficient. And they're like, all right, next scenario. You're by yourself in the company making the pizzas. There's 15 people walking in. What do you do? I was like, Jesus Christ. All right, what do you do? I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for this person. I really hope that this person got the job because they were just giving scenarios after scenarios after scenarios. And I was like, this is an interesting conversation to be having. I'm like, do interviews do that now? Like, do they just put you in scenarios where they're like, scenario 1, you're bleeding, pizza, go. I'm so glad I don't have to do interviews to get a job. I just type. And then if they're like an interview, and I'm like, ugh, no. I just want to get hired on the spot. Anyway. Ooh, I do not want to pay for anything. I double-clicked my phone, and my phone is like, you want to pay for something? Here's your debit card. And I'm like, ooh, no, I just got paid today, too. But bills took it, so. Capitalism. Okay, I have one poem that I'm going to close this out, and it's going to be great, and then I'm going to go home to my bed, and it's going to be awesome. I will not eat pizza, unfortunately. I feel like the whole pizza interview turned me off to pizza, because I was like, oh, I can go for some pizza, and then they were like, scenarios, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with this dirty chai right here and then go to work. I love dirty chais. I should never drink them though. Shots of espresso, I'm still giddy. I had it at like 9. It's 8. Anyway, Charlie's just disappointed in me. But I love you though. It's been so long since I've seen you. Charlie's like, wrap it up. Just it's time to go home. I wasn't telling you to wrap it up when you were doing your poems, Kay. Aston, Charlie's being mean to me. All right, cool. Let me be serious. The God in the Messiah says that I have permission to hit Charlie. However, I've seen Charlie's rings. I've seen what they do. No, thank you. I've always wondered how it's been possible that people who skin the color of soil have been able to go through the most shit. The emptiness, the later I promises, the mini glass ceiling still intact. Is it because of our blood? Does it remember stories in languages passed down? I've wondered if mine whispers with strangers. scratch at the air between us as we walk by. How many wars will we have to fight? Both externally, internally, and unconsensually, I've trained my body to smell at hopelessness like I've been there before. Little do I know I'm just circling the same pair of legs. I dream of never being called resilient again. I dream of giving my body a break, dream of calling out work and staying in bed a little bit longer. And this dream is what I have. It isn't what you wanted, and I know. My flesh isn't on the menu. There would be no banquet of bodies and bones unless it looks like Beychella, hot pot, karaoke nights, and quinceañeras and porches after it just rained. I've always wondered how it's been possible that people whose skin the color of soil have been able to manifest the most joy and survive. I wonder if my ancestors have been waiting for this moment. With all of the game plans, plans A through Z, whispers freedom trails as I sleep, encouraging me and us to hold fast to dreams, as dreams never die. Thank you so much for coming to Sacred Voices. That is our open mic. Again, my name is Bree. I'm going to cut it off now. I'm a great opener, terrible closer. So Aston, just shut it down. Shut it down. Do you shut it down? I don't know. Are we shut down?